It's
Hey,
good
and
season.
I was reading something today, and I thought about you, and I thought, man, I wanted, these are the moments I love where you and I, it's like this iron sharpens iron,
Mm.
and brother, when I read it, I thought, oh my gosh, that is what, like, if you were to say the core of everything flows out of this, and so when I read it today, I just thought about you, and I'm like, dude, I got to hear what your thoughts are on it.
Tell me.
Everything in your life
Yeah.
flows out of identity and how you see yourself.
Mm.
Everything in your life flows out of identity and
Mm.
how you see yourself. And it's been so interesting in these 8-week boot camps, Carl. In the beginning, it's like, hey, I believe you can. And you know what's been the craziest thing? They didn't start with belief.
Mm.
Belief came as they were taking action, and their identity was like, oh yeah, that happened in the past, but guess what, look at what's happening now. And there's a changing of the identity. Now they had to take action and say, you know what, I'm going to take action whether I believe it or not, how I see myself or not. But it's the identity and the belief where it's like, oh, like I even talked to someone today, and it was so funny. She said, I started doing this really skeptical. And I said, well, tell me your results. She said, Steve, I did this and this, and I got 3 appointments, and I ran the play, and it worked. And she said, I have to tell you, I was a skeptic in my belief, not only in myself and how I saw myself as a salesperson, like I just didn't even think I could do it. But because I linked arms, it's kind of like this, Carl. When you went to the gym, I'll never forget, I was starting to go to the gym. And like when I tried to go by myself, like, dude, I couldn't count on me. Like, no way. Like I'd show up every other day. That's like where you have a membership you're paying for, but you don't ever go. And then I started going with a group of people. There's like 24, 25 of us. And an amazing thing happened. I knew I needed to change. I knew I needed to get healthier, but I didn't know how to do it on my own. So I joined a tribe, like a group. They call it Iron Tribe. It was like, it's this group. And guess what? The neatest thing happened when I showed up, Carl. Like after I'd started getting to know people, eventually, like if I missed, Brandon would say, dude, we missed you yesterday. No shame. Just like, bro, we missed you. And it was like, oh my gosh, I can't miss. They're counting on me. And then when they missed, I'm like, Carl, I missed you, bro. Where were you yesterday? Oh, dude, come on. We got to
You
make sure
know,
we're back in.
I think there might be more to this.
Okay.
So let me tell you something. So, and we had talked about this,
Yeah.
and I'm just putting one and two and two together, one and one together, two and two together.
We're putting something together.
I'm putting something together. So I read that study that you sent over to me
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that said, dude, that was interesting.
Yeah.
This study said that when you put somebody within 25 feet of a winner,
Yeah.
that the like, let's say you put me next to you and you're knocking out of the park, and
Yep.
and we're sitting like 25 within 25 feet of each other.
Yep.
Just the very fact that I'm sitting within 25 feet of you, my production went up 15%. So in other
Um,
words, you were over there like far away, I was over
yeah.
here far away, and they measured out my results. And
Yes.
then they just simply moved me closer to you, literally
Yes.
within 25 feet of you, my production went up 15%.
Hmm.
Well, wait, the other part of the study showed that then you took me and put me within 25 feet of a low producer.
Yes.
My production went down by 30%.
30%.
Dude, that's a third. That's
And
like a
listen,
third of my
just
income
in the
gone.
proximity, like
Just in
within
the
25
so
feet.
see, I would say there's another piece to this.
Talk about it, man. That's why,
I
like,
think the
when I
other
read it,
piece,
I'm like, dude, we got to talk about this.
see, I think there's another piece to it. I think like in this boot camp that you're doing,
Yeah.
you're putting me in with all these winners.
Mm.
I'm rising. So I might,
Mm.
so even though this is we're all meeting on Zoom meetings,
Yes.
but dude, we're together.
Yes. Oh,
Like
yeah.
dude, like right now, you and I, you're in Houston, Texas.
Yep.
I'm in paradise, right? And so
Florida.
yeah, I'm here in the Tampa Bay area, right? Clearwater Beach area. So here
Yes.
we are, I don't know, 1,500 miles apart or however far we are.
Yeah.
But dude, we're doing this Zoom. I'm with you. Like we're
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing these boot camps, we're all together. Like we're
That's
there,
it.
you know,
Yeah.
just by the fact that you're putting me in with a bunch of winners.
Mm.
Just we could do nothing else. Just that. And according to this study,
Yeah.
which was done at Northwestern University, by the way, which is not some cheesy half rate. Like this is they're known for their
It's
business
a
school.
legitimate study. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
production
Northwestern
study.
Business School.
Productivity.
It's a
Yeah.
famous place. So just being in the proximity of winners in the boot camp,
Yes. Ooh,
I could do nothing else. So I think that's a big. So I get it, man. You give great strategies on there, and everybody's sharing their wins. And
sure.
hey, here's the script, and here's what you say. And but I think a part of
Yeah.
in myself
Mm,
is I'm sitting there with a bunch of winners, and I'm going, dude, I must be something special
mm,
because I'm here with all these special people.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. That's powerful. Hadn't even
Like
thought about it.
it's like being at the Emmys, and
Yeah.
I'm an actor. If I'm invited to the Emmys, I, I
I
must be
I
something
gotta
special,
Yeah.
even if I
And
don't think
hey,
I
and
am.
and then you know what you do? You start to behave differently,
Yeah.
which you know what's so interesting is you behave differently, you move differently, and then that leads into, man, I'm my identity is being risen because I believe in it. And man, the results start coming, and now the belief comes.
Mhm.
Dude,
It's
I hadn't
funny
even
you
thought
say
about it
that.
like
You
that.
know what I think part of it is?
What is it?
So I remember one time I moved up to Virginia. Now I'm an adult,
Yeah.
right? So born and raised in Florida, and I moved up to Virginia, and I was there about 2 years. I came back to Florida, and my friends from Florida were commenting how I talked different.
Hmm.
Now, not just different phrases, but like I had started to pick up the accent.
Yeah,
So I started talking like those people in Virginia,
that's right.
not on purpose,
Yeah.
just by hanging out. And I was already established on who I was, but you put me with another group, I started to become this, which is a cool group of people, you know. I started becoming these other people without I didn't even notice it myself. It wasn't until I went back home and my friend said, Carl, you're different.
Mm.
And
You
see, I think the
sound
same
different, you walk different, you're talking a little different.
my phrase I started because I knew I'd picked up some of the phrases,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just different small phrases that are particular to that area, so it's easy enough to pick up. But dude, even my other speech patterns had started to shift over to
Wow.
these other
That's
people
powerful.
just by who I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
And so I
That's
think
powerful.
our success, we hang out with successful people,
Yeah.
we just even without realizing it, we just start doing successful things.
Yes.
And when we do the things that successful people do, we're going to have success. Like
Mm.
always,
Yeah.
like always.
That's
And
so
so when I
powerful.
hang out with people that believe in me, even before I believe in myself,
That's it.
like things start to happen, you
Yeah.
know. We're
Hey,
we're
and
we're we're
one
funny
thing I was going to
creatures.
say this though, you know what you have to do though, like when you're saying that, I think oftentimes like the key to all of that is you got to just take that first step. It's that action. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
You know what I think comes from that
What's that?
is if I see you believing in me,
Oh, yeah.
but listen,
Yeah.
but I don't believe in me, but I believe that you do. Now I'm open to the possibility. You follow me?
I do.
I think it
Yep.
is so important to hang out
Yeah.
with people that believe in me even before I believe in myself, because that makes me open to the possibility that maybe you're right. Just
Mm,
maybe. I'm just open to that possibility.
yeah.
Dude, I think of like your Stephanie, your wife, and my
Yeah.
Maria.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was at your house here last week, and I just one of my favorite parts of hanging out with you when she's around, literally, is watching how she watches you.
Mm,
She adores you,
mm,
right? She just absolutely adores you. And that rubs off on you. I don't even know if you've ever noticed that, but she just absolutely adores you. And just she believes in you, man.
that's it.
Like
Yeah.
she 100% believes in you. And then when you have that positive experience of your wife, your spouse, or whoever that people is, or
Yeah.
your peer group, when your peer group believes in you, you become open to the possibility, even in your worst moments,
Mm,
you become open to the possibility that maybe they're right.
mm,
There is something there, just maybe.
yeah.
And I think that's part of what makes your boot camp so successful is the other people that's there along with me,
Hmm.
and they're giving these positive things.
Yeah.
And even if I'm having a down day and I think, guys, man, today,
Yeah.
gosh, some days you're the bug and some days you're the windshield. Today I was the bug, and
Yeah,
they start reflecting back these positive things. And
yeah,
when I'm having my morning bike ride, I go, maybe they're right. Maybe I can do this. Just
yeah,
maybe. Just
yeah.
open to the possibility. And I think that's what makes all the difference. Dude, I think it's who they're hanging out with. That's what
That's it.
I mean, the strategies and everything are great.
Yeah,
I think it's who they're hanging out with.
I agree. Well, what a great, rich
And dude,
conversation.
Krista, holy
Yeah,
cow,
yeah,
Krista has been a home run.
that's it. Yep,
Like very, very receptive individual. And what I mean by recept, like she's she's very clever at identifying like issues that and business issues. I'm not talking
that's
about
right. Yeah, yeah,
personal
no,
issues,
no,
but like
yeah, but being
she's
able to
very
look
clear
in
at
and see,
identifying,
yeah,
because oftentimes we have a piece of broccoli stuck in between our teeth in our
that's
business
right.
world,
That's right.
and we don't even know it.
That's right.
And you need somebody in
Who
a
says,
quick
"Hey,
way.
Carl, got
Yeah,
your
you got a little
little
thing right
piece
there,
right
man.
there."
Yeah. And like when they point it out, you go, "Oh, dude, of course. No wonder I'm having trouble with this. No
That's
wonder
right. Yep.
I'm not getting the results that I think I ought to." So
Yeah.
anyway, just a real cool thing. I know we're kind of bouncing all over the place here, but I think this is like in my mind at least, this is all kind of weaving together.
Agreed.
That
100%. It's
it's
identity, it's the belief, it's being in the room with the right people, it's leaning into a group where there's such a cool accountability in a cool way. Hey, and you know what, Carl? Let's do this. If you go to loanofficersuccess.com, loanofficersuccess.com, to fill out a couple of pieces of information, your name, email, a couple pieces of information, and then myself or Krista will call you and let's talk about the boot camp. And it's 8 weeks, and the results we're seeing are like literally 300 and what is it, 29% increase. David Mendez, I'm thinking about Laura, I'm thinking about Ryan, and the success of all of these people coming out. I think you're onto something. In that study, wasn't that fascinating? The just being in the room with the right people either increased or decreased your productivity and your
you know,
production.
both of them startled me that just by hanging out with the
I
right
had
people,
no
I get a boost.
unbelievable.
But
Yeah,
dude, it really scared me when I looked at hanging out, and I hate to say the wrong people, but let's just say wrong for me,
that's right. Right. Well,
right?
people that may be negative or not quite.
For me,
Yeah,
maybe
100%.
not for the other people, but for
Right.
me,
Right.
right? So, and it's all good, right? There's nobody's throwing rocks or anything, but it's so important to make sure to hanging out with the right people. Cause dude, the up 15 versus down 30, that's a 45% bump. Wait, listen, before they even started talking to each other,
I know it.
just by being in the area. It was
The area.
remarkable.
Yeah, remarkable.
45% just being in the same proximity.
Within 25 feet. My goodness. Hey, loanofficersuccess.com. Loanofficersuccess.com. Let's talk to you about joining a boot camp. And Carl, let's we believe in you. When you just said
Just
that,
be open to
sometimes
the possibility.
be
Just be
open.
open to the possibility.
That's it. That's great. Loanofficersuccess.com. Carl, great conversation. I love this. Dude,
Yeah.
what a great, just thought provoking. So,
Who
all
you
right, my
hang out
man.
with, who you hang out with matters, and I'm glad I'm
It
hanging out with
does.
you, brother.
Hey, the feeling's mutual, man. Hey, remember this, everybody. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started. See you.